Okay, guys. So as soon as we get the nod from our technical guys, we'll go to Rob at Sky. Let's go. Rob, do you want to get us underway?
Gareth, good to see you. We'll start with the manager before the captain, Harry, if that's all right.
No worries.
We saw everybody training there today. Is everybody fit, though? Is everybody available for selection?
Well, got to be checked post-training and one or two bumps and bruises, so we'll assess over the rest of the day. But as you said, everybody was on the training pitch, so that was definitely a good sign.
You had some concerns over Phil Foden, though, after he came back from COVID. Mm-hmm. Thought this might be a game too far for him. What's the prognosis now?
Well, we've got to chat with our physical performance guys and our medical team, really, because he's back into training, but there's a reality of how much conditioning he's had over the last 3 weeks and what our expectation of him could be. So we'll do that as the day progresses.
In terms of team selection, what's the priority here? Is it progression in the Nations League after a difficult start, or with only 3 games to go before the World Cup, do you still want to try out some new faces and experiment a little bit?
Well, win the game first of all, but as you're aware, throughout this period, I've got several different objectives that I'm trying to achieve, and we've got players who are fresh. And that could be important. The squad is important. There's definitely some things we want and need to see. We've got a different sort of tactical challenge tomorrow, which every team in the group and lots of other teams around Europe are finding difficult against Hungary. They're a good side. And so there's a lot for us to take from the game. And it's very important that our approach, I have to say, this group of players have been incredible. You know, their mentality, their desire to play for England, to work every day on the training pitch, to get better. We're very fortunate to have a group who are as committed as they are.
Harry, if we can turn to you. The manager has said that England are too reliant on you and Raheem Sterling as well to get England's goals. Why do you think that is?
Well, look, I mean, I think if you look over the last 2-3 years, I think we've definitely had goals in different areas in terms of set plays, defenders getting goals, midfielders picking up with goals. But I think in any team, any top team, you're going to have probably a main striker that gets the majority of the goals, a main attacking winger, or who's going to get some goals. But yeah, look, I'm sure every lad that puts on an England shirt wants to go out there and score and wants to get assists and affect the game. So I guess the most important thing is the mentality of having that hunger to go and get those goals, and and that's kind of what I always kind of talk to my teammates about getting in the box, getting in back posts, midfield runners getting in there, set plays are really important. And I think going into major tournament football, I think we've done that pretty well. So, but look, of course we're still learning, we're still improving, and like I said, the boys are eager to score as many goals as possible and help the team out.
Talking about other people getting goals, a certain Erling Haaland has completed his move to Manchester City today. Liverpool are closing in on Darwin Núñez as well. Do you expect the battle for the Golden Boot to be a little bit tougher next season?
Look, I think the battle for the Golden Boot is always tough. You know, the Premier League has produced some top strikers around the world for a number of years now. And yeah, I think every season I've been playing, it's always been a tough battle to win that Golden Boot, and it's no different. You know, you expect the top strikers to want to play in the Premier League, and like I say, with those 2 new signings, that's going to be the case. So I think it helps. It helps me as a player to have good competition. You know, it drives me to improve and get better. So for sure, yeah, I look forward to the challenge.
You've always compared yourself, haven't you, to the very best, both on domestic level and internationally. I remember we've spoken to you before about the impact that Messi and Ronaldo have had for their nations, for example. So will you look at Haaland now and say, there's a target there, I want to match his numbers, I want to beat his numbers?
Well, look, I think I try and focus on myself to begin with. You know, going into any season, I have things I want to achieve and goals I want to reach, and I try not to focus too much on other players in that aspect. You know, I can't control what they do, but what I will do is continue to work hard and improve, and obviously after this game have a nice break, but then look forward to what will be a tough pre-season, I'm sure, and get ready for the new season as I have done for the last 7-8 years now.
Good man, thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Alex?
Hi Gareth. You mentioned there's a few objectives you're trying to reach during this period. So does it have added pressure because it's the first game with fans in during this period? There hasn't been a win, and you're trying to change the team about as well to have a look at different things.
No, it's exciting. To have fans back is fantastic. We're really looking forward to that. I think that will give the team a lift of energy, which at this stage is helpful. I know how much people at Wolverhampton are looking forward to the game and hosting us. And I know the atmosphere that's been created when I've been to matches here when their team play. So we'll enjoy that. The players will enjoy that, and we're looking forward to the game. And
off the pitch, there have been reports that there could be a documentary in the works following the players' wives and girlfriends ahead of the World Cup in Qatar. Do you think that would be a distraction, and is it something you'd welcome?
Well, not my cup of tea, really, but I'd be surprised if the group of players we've got would have interest in that, because they've wanted to focus on the football. I think the focus in Russia and last summer was all about the players and everything that they do, and we've never had any issues. We like to involve the families. We think it's important that the players' partners and their I actually think the term's quite disrespectful, really, wags. It's their partners and family, so I don't like the term, but I think we want them to feel welcome. We invite them into the hotel when we could in Russia, mums, dads, kids. It's a great feel when you've got the kids in, especially. It changes the dynamic of the hotel. We couldn't do that last year because of COVID, but it's one big family. So I think everybody recognises that part of what we do has been very good over the last couple of years.
And looking ahead to Qatar, in the last international break, the players had a briefing where they were learning about potential social issues they've been asked about and faced, and they were going to have a think about if they were going to make a stand or not. Are they any closer to coming to a decision on what they might do?
Well, they're making a stand every time they speak. And I was in Qatar for the draw. I met with some of the workers and had a long discussion. I'm back out there in a few weeks as well. So the FA are doing things. I know Harry's had conversations with some of the other captains as well, because we think that some collective standpoints would be important. I think to have that consistency. I don't think countries are wanting to outdo each other or pick each other off. I think they're trying to do something that would try to make a difference if possible. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
And Conor Gallagher is the only player who's been available the whole time, who hasn't had any minutes on the pitch yet. Is there a reason for that, and will he have a chance to show what he can do tomorrow?
He'll have a chance. No, there's no. The reason is just the teams that we've picked, the formations we've picked, hasn't necessarily fitted up to this point. But also, you have to earn your England caps, and although we're trying to look at things, everybody has to be patient. We think it's really important we have a squad that have a great collective mentality, and that's going to be huge as we move forward to the World Cup. But when we go to a World Cup, we won't be just handing minutes out to people. So there's always this balance of needing to find out about people, seeing how they are when they're not in the team, and this group are excellent at that. They support each other. They create an environment where the team is first, and that gives you a great chance of success.
Thank you. And for Harry, a lot's made about the goal scoring, your record, and how much further ahead you are than the rest of the players in the team. Do you enjoy that pressure? Is that something you like having on your shoulders, that at the moment, if England are going to do anything, it's going to be on you to score the goals?
Yeah, I think as a striker, of course, you have that expectation on yourself. I think the team have a little bit of expectation on you as well to produce, But yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy scoring goals for sure. I enjoy winning games. So that's the most important thing. I'd always try and do my best to help the team in whatever aspect it is, whether it's goals, assists, defending, set plays, and that's what I try and focus on every game. And there's no pressure from the other players in terms of making me feel nervous about scoring goals or anything like that. I go out there, we all know our responsibilities and our jobs, and I try and take that responsibility as one of the experienced players, and I just enjoy scoring goals.
James.
Gareth. Hi.
Sorry.
It felt like going into the Euros, you had any number of attacking options. You had Greenwood coming through, Rashford as well. Do you feel like you've got fewer options now?
No, I think there's perception of what we had and have, and there's the reality of what Harry and Raheem have delivered compared to everybody else. So there's of course good players, but you look at all the other squads around Europe, there's good players, and our focus is always on England, understandably, because we live here and the profile of our league. But there's a lot of clubs searching around Europe for players this summer, and ours have still got steps to take. We all have. That's the challenge for us. So I'm really happy with the options we've got. We've been able to refresh people. For someone like Jack to come in the game in Germany and Jared to have the impact they did, that gives you an indication of the depth we've got. We've obviously not been able to have Phil this time up to now, so there's still some players that can really make a difference in games, and there's a good competition.
What do you want to see from Rashford, who was a very key player for a long time, and from Sancho, who there's so big hopes for?
I think I've, my focus is on the players that are here now, and I think whenever there's a question about Manchester United, it lands in their lap and becomes a bigger deal than anything else. So that's for them to deal with every player. If they're playing well with their club, then they're going to be in our consideration. Simple as that. And I think there's lots of players will have that ambition of being in the squad for Qatar. We have got that competition, and it's a great challenge for all of them to look forward to.
Okay, any further questions? At the back there. Just pat them like that.
Just reflecting on kind of the importance of taking this team on the road, because I think there's a lot of kind of people going to the game tomorrow who perhaps wouldn't consider going to a game at Wembley. I suppose it's good to kind of get out to a new audience.
Yeah, we represent England, not with respect, not Brent, Wembley, London. I live in the north, I've lived in the Midlands, I've lived in the south, I've worked in the northeast. We're proud football people in every region in our country, so when they get the chance to walk down the road and see the England team play, that's very special. And when we've taken the team on the road, the support we've had has been unbelievable, and has added an extra edge to our games. So we're really looking forward to feeling that tomorrow.
And just one more. You mentioned you're aware of the excitement that people in Wolverhampton have. How were you aware? How has that kind of manifested? Because I know you've been here for the last few days.
Yeah, well, when I've been to games in the lead up, basically walking into the stadium and in the streets nearby, people have been talking about it, looking forward to it. When I've been in the ground, they've been talking about it. So you can see that excitement and that enthusiasm's been there, and that's great. It's a reminder of what the team can do. And even when we were driving to the game the other day, there were people coming out to wave to the buses and stuff like that. So you could feel that energy.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, we'll end it there. Thank you very much.
Okay.